Hello, Year 12. It is now Thursday, the 9th of July. We have one more week after this week before the summer holidays begin. And I know I've seen lots of you. It's been great to see lots of you already come into school this week for sessions with teachers. I'm hoping that you found those sessions kind of reassuring and it's helped kind of rebuild your confidence. And it's been great to see. I know teachers are saying it's been great to see you, and I'm sure it's been great to see other students. So I need to, first of all, those of you that have not yet been in for a session, you've got them either coming up this week or into next week. I just need to go through the process so you're really clear. So when you are arriving on the school site, you must arrive over at the main school site via student reception as close as possible to your arrival time, which allows for 15 minutes to wash hands before lessons start. Please continue to wash your hands then at each break during the day. You'll be instructed to do that. Do observe strict social distancing outside and within the school and also on the way to and from school. And you shouldn't go into the local shops or wait outside the school for others to arrive or finish your sessions. Make sure you've watched the video that's on the school website. So you're really clear what the school will look like and how you should behave in school. No student should come into school if you're feeling unwell or if a family member has been instructed to self-isolate. Students will be with the same group of students and use the same room for the whole day. They will not be allowed to mix with other groups of students, unfortunately. You'll have a 30-minute lunch break staggered at 15-minute intervals during which you eat lunch in your group under staff supervision. So please, therefore, bring your own lunch unless you have free school meals. You should all bring a bottle of water. Do dress sensibly given the weather at the time and in compliance with our sixth form dress code, and do stick to your personalised timetable. Any questions about any of that, do get in contact. So for those of you that have got sessions coming up or into next week, again, do arrive with lots of questions to ask your teachers, and that will be really helpful for us. So anything you've studied along the way you're not sure about, do make a note of it. So when you can come in, you can ask those questions and get that feedback. I wanted to then say a massive congratulations to our Envision winners. So you might remember, seems like a long time ago now, but back in September, Envision came in to talk with you all and to advertise and promote their community apprenticeship program. And I know quite a few of our students grabbed that opportunity and got involved in this. And our two teams this year decided to focus on teen mental health and climate change as their issues. And you will remember you heard a little bit more about that in an assembly earlier in the year from those students. And as well as being really important projects for the community, it is also a competition across Bristol where teams from 10 different schools compete to make the biggest social impact and best develop their skills. And in the graduation ceremony last week, it was announced that both of our teams won awards, which was incredible. And the competition was really strong. So it was incredible that our two groups, our teams both won awards. And actually, a Bristol Climate Change won the overall award. And I know they've got some fantastic things planned moving into year 13, and they're going to be running a kind of society. So look out for that. But well done to all those students who got involved in Vision. So moving on to the assembly, in a minute I'm going to hand over to Josie, who's going to give you an update from an enrichment perspective into next year. I'm then going to hand over to Emma, who's going to give her mental health top tip. And I know we had lots of positive feedback from the assembly last week, in which you heard from ex-students, and we've got a few more excellent contributions from ex-students to give you some top tips for preparing for life after Radcliffe. So now I'm going to hand over to Josie.
Hi, Year 12. As Mr. Shaw said, I hope most of you have found this last week useful, being able to be back in school and having some face-to-face time with your teachers and other classmates. I'm here to give you a bit of an update on the enrichment side of things. So quite a few of you will have had an email or two off me over the last week. So the first thing I'm going to speak about is if you have put work experience or volunteering as your year 13 supplementary option. If you have put this as your supplementary option, you'll have had an email through from me, whether it be that you're planning on doing a volunteering post up in main school, or organising your own work experience or volunteering outside of school. You just need to email me back letting me know your plans, what you're planning on doing, what you'd like to do. Obviously, if you're struggling to organise anything outside of school at the moment due to the current situation, that's very understandable, but please do still just get in touch with me, letting me know that you're struggling, and we can see what we can do to try and get something organised. The second thing I want to give you an update about is the enrichment fair. So we are currently thinking about the enrichment fair and how that is going to go ahead in September. It will still be going ahead, but we just need to work out exactly how. The main thing that I'm doing at the moment in preparation for the enrichment fair is creating lists of all of the clubs and societies that will be running next year. So we've got some really exciting new clubs and societies that are starting. So do just keep your eye out for all of the opportunities for the clubs and societies for you to get involved in. We are actually still looking for student leaders for the following clubs. So for the GEM Society, for the Sixth Form Netball Society, and for the Law Society. And as the clubs and societies need to be student led, we do need to have a student leader for these to continue. So if any of you are interested in getting involved and leading any of these societies, please do get in touch with me or Mr. Shaw. Thanks.
Morning. Welcome to our penultimate good mental health tip of the year. Firstly, great work, you guys, for Envision. So proud of you. Who still wins awards in the middle of a global pandemic? Amazing. And I hope that you have really got so much out of being a part of that this year. And so my good mental health tip is actually going to be similarly themed to what Mr. Shaw and Josie have been saying. It's about getting involved. I think it's really easy. Obviously, when we're supposed to be in isolation, it's really easy to isolate ourselves and feel really out of the loop and feel lonely and like other people are doing things when we aren't, or other people are involved in things, or even in sixth form. I think sometimes students come and talk to me about how lonely they feel, because even in a group it's easy to feel lonely if we don't feel like we are part of that or welcomed into that group. So what I want to encourage you this week, and it's kind of a long range good mental health tip, because we're coming into the summer, so you can't obviously get involved in sixth form stuff too much at the minute, but I would encourage you to get involved if you can. It will increase your capacity to meet other people and be part of community. It will make you feel like you're contributing, which is a huge part of our drive as like humans, to contribute and to make the world a better place. And also it will give you a broader experience, more fun. So if you'd like to lead a club or society, get in touch with Josie. If you'd like to start up a new one because there isn't one that you want to go to, email Josie. But also, even over the summer, try not to isolate yourself. Try and find ways of making community with your friends or your family, or going out to see people in a safe way. I just saw the other day in Queen Square, they have chalk marked or spray painted hearts on the ground that you can sit in, and they're all socially distanced. Cute. Go do that. Obviously not today because it's raining, but when you have the chance, get involved, be part of something. It will improve your mental health. Even, and I know sometimes it's really hard because you feel like low or unable to kind of get involved in things because of the way you're feeling emotionally, but if you push yourself, be a little bit brave, I promise you it will help your mental health. So have a great week. Any issues, get in touch with me or Helen, and I hope you're all okay. Miss you. Bye.
Hi, Year 12, just a very brief pop-up appearance and transition handover from me, really. I'm going to have quite a bit more to say next week about practicalities for September, so don't be worried about that now. We'll give you lots of information in the near future. But I hope you enjoyed all of the students from Leavers who made their little 2-minute inputs last week. There was lots of really powerful advice there and thoughts just about keeping open in your thoughts and not presuming you have to have everything locked down and planned, but being open-minded and flexible in the way that you approach these next few months of research and planning. And there was a couple more of those that came in a bit late, that one of them had made such an effort to turn it into an animated featurette that I thought I have to show you these things. So 2 more little progression top tips to come. They both make separate and really important new points on top of what you heard last time. So here you go, over to some lovely ex-students.
Hey guys, my name is Sam and I left Redcliffe a long time ago to study architecture back in 2008. I finished my BA in the wake of the financial crisis, but managed to find a job in an interior design firm back in Bristol. I worked my way up to lead 3D designer and completed some really cool projects, but the job was all-consuming and quite stressful. I took a risk to go freelance roughly 4 years ago, and it was probably the best decision I've ever made. I now do less work for more pay and can work wherever I want. For example, I got to spend 6 months in Spain last year working and learning Spanish. I'm back in Bristol now, setting up a business with a friend, but my dream is to renovate a house in Spain and run it from there. My advice to you all is this: don't be afraid to take risks. You're young and there's plenty of time to find something you really enjoy. If you don't try though, you'll never know. Start a pension, seriously. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world and will be the difference between retiring at 55 or working till you're 75. Keep an eye on technology. My job will probably be automated by AI in 2040, so I've got a few more years left, but get wise about which jobs will still be valuable in the future. Good luck!
I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been doing since I left Redcliffe in 2016, which seems like a really long time ago, but it's gone really fast. So when I was at Redcliffe, I studied English, Lit Lang, Classical Civilization and Media Studies, and I had every intention of going to uni that year in 2016, and I was going to study English with Media Communications. Eventually I decided that I wanted to have a gap year, so 2017, the remainder of 2016-17, I took some time off. I went to a few different places, like Italy, Poland, France, Spain. So I visited a few different countries. I also worked during that time to save money because I had every intention of still going to uni. So I wanted to have some money saved. I then applied for uni and started in 2017 at the University of Gloucestershire studying early childhood studies, and that's completely different to media and English. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it was really hard to decide what I actually wanted to do. So someone said to me, "Oh, I think you'd be really good as a teacher and you're really good with children." So I thought I did enjoy looking after children, and I understood a bit about their development. I wanted to know a bit more, so I thought I'll look into it, and that kind of led me to decide to do early childhood studies rather than a teacher training course. And I've really benefited from doing that. I absolutely love the course, and I've just secured my first full-time job in family support work. So I'll be working at a children's centre doing family support work. So my piece of advice to you would be, don't rush. If you don't know what you want to do, take a break, reevaluate. Don't put pressure on yourself to go to uni or do a certain job. Just do what you feel interested in, and it will pay off. And if you get any opportunities like volunteering, placement, anything, pick somewhere where you're interested and you want to go, because I secured my family support work job from my university placement, so that is so important, and I hope that you get to do whatever you want to do and you have a great time doing it. Thanks.